So, my bad. Holy, technical malfunctions galore. I'm just gonna restart to this paused. Wait, we good? We good now? Okay, we're good. Well, hello everybody. This is a fishing rod and reel. We were gonna get to it a couple days ago, but some stuff came up and I had to abort the stream like 30 minutes early. This is gonna be around a 30-minute stream, nothing too long, just so I can talk with the community. Yeah, I'm showing you guys some of the vintage fishing rods and stuff. I'm putting it over there to add dramatic effect of me going to grab it. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Boom, you guys are following me. We're gonna start off with our most modern, because we're going to most modern to more vintage-esque, which the vintage is important. A lot of the vintage stuff is from my family, or all of it is from my family. Some of it is from my grandfather, my great-grandfather. It's just different. So, boom. We are starting out right now, getting this out. So, boom. We have these right here. What is up? What's up? Your support. Appreciate it. Turning it around. So, this is just kind of like a gear review of some of my older fishing combos and stuff, some that I haven't used ever. This one, I bought this one about a year and a half ago. This is a Daiwa FT surf rod. It's been out for around 5 years or so, the actual brand itself. So that's kind of what we've been doing, is just using this. I own the 8-foot version, the 10-foot version, and the 12-foot version. I love all of them. My favorite is the 8-foot version. This is the 10-foot version. It has a Shakespeare Alpha on it. It's actually a pretty decent size rod and reel combo for surf fishing. The 10-foot version, 12-foot version is even better. I have mine paired with a Penn Battle DX 5000 and then a Penn Wrath 10,000 size. Those are the combos that I use for these. So this is the first one. This one is released in 2000, I think 2022, maybe 23. I'm not 100% sure with it, but yeah, this is it right here. We're gonna go something a little bit older. This is getting to the kind of 20 years-ish range. And this is a Shakespeare Alpha. And the Shakespeare Alpha is one of my favorite rod and reel combos. That is all that I have. Number one, it looks cool. I'm a big fan of the blue and aesthetic. Holy, we're getting quite the views. But yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the blue aesthetic of some of these vintage rods. This is not the most vintage one that we have is over 100 years old, but this is, I'm gonna move the camera back just so it's a little bit, it's good to have an expensive tripod. There goes that rod. Pick that up in a second. But yeah, this is our Shakespeare Alpha. This is a 8-foot rod. This is a medium heavy action, and I would put a 4,000 size reel on an 8-foot rod. It's my personal opinion. It also depends on what you're fishing for. If you're fishing for bigger fish, saltwater, some people would suggest to put a little bit bigger on there. I'm not one to complain. I feel like sometimes you need that bigger rod and reel combo when you're fishing for the bigger fish. You need it sometimes. It's not anything, crazy. Just checking my watch on it, but boom. So that is a Shakespeare Alpha. If you guys have any questions about it, please put it in the comments below. Just because, well, I want you guys to let me know if you guys have any questions about this. I know a good amount about most of this gear. I know because I've been in the family, plus as a fisherman, I know quite a bit about pretty much every rod and reel brand that's on the market that is popular. I'm not going to know like a rod and reel brand that, 6 people own, but, we're going to get to a little bit older now. This is a Shakespeare Combo 700. Dang it, turn the camera off. I'm located in Central South Florida, around that area. So this is a Combo 700. This is a, what is it? Shakespeare. So this is a Shakespeare right here. And this is I'm assuming 700 stands for 7,000 size reel because it is a pretty good size reel. Compared to the 8,000 that we have, it's identical pretty much. It's just a little bit smaller, which leads me to believe that 700 stands for 7,000 size. So that's kind of, what we're going for. So yeah, that's kind of cool. You can see, I'm going to show you guys. It has the anti-gravity still, which is nice. So I don't know if the anti-gravity doesn't work on this anymore. Let me see. Yeah, anti-gravity is broken on this one, unfortunately. But it's still pretty good, pretty cool looking rod and reel, to be honest with you guys. The rod is even cooler. I have the rod, it's just not here with me right now for the review because I'm actually making a video with the rod. It's actually pretty cool, not gonna lie. So we're going to go over to one of the more vintage ones. So these are 2 reels. I'm not gonna bring the camera with me because I just don't want to drop my phone. I'm not the biggest fan of dropping my phone directly into the concrete below me. So these are called Garcia shells, which if you guys think it sounds familiar, because that's where Garcia originated from, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, these are vintage Garcia shells. So there's 2 of them. This one is the 308, and this one is the 405. So, assuming that this one in modern standards, this is a 3,000 size reel, this would be a 5,000 size reel. It's actually a pretty cool looking fishing reel, all things considered. Actually pretty cool. If you guys are just joining, let me know where you guys are watching from in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. I want to make sure that the community is growing. Trying to see if there's this special flip switch on this. I just don't see it. Bail flips on this one perfectly fine. Oh, there's brakes? There's brakes on the bail? Hold up. Oh, you reel it. Okay, that's it. So if you guys are just joining also, hit the like and subscribe button, just comment. If you guys aren't aware, we have members to the channel now. If you guys want to get access to exclusive live streams and just videos that are exclusive to members, you guys can go in the chat and become members yourselves. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little feature that YouTube's added the last couple of years. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool how the Garcia shells do that. So yeah, it's kind of what they're using. I like them, they're cool. So we're gonna get to something a little bit older. So from the Garcia shells, I'm assuming these ones are around 70s, just by the way that they look and the way that they're built from quality metal, which I can typically tell just by holding a rod or a reel if it's like quality or not. So this is going to be a little bit bigger of a rod. This is our blue runner. So you guys are familiar. What is up? Nice to see you in the chat. And this is our blue runner right here, Quantum Blue Runner. 9 foot. This is, I don't know when this one actually came out, but this is actually a brand. The Quantum Blue Runner is still a rod and reel that you can purchase today. I actually have a more modern one that I bought back in 2020, I want to say. It works really well. We've got some redfish on it. Pretty good sized fish. Nothing to like buy every single one of them over, but it's a pretty good sized rod and reel. It's nice too. It's quality. So this is a 9-foot rod, and I'm assuming that it doesn't have it on there. My best guess, just by the way that the rod is, that this is a medium heavy. I'm assuming it's medium heavy. Yeah, I'm assuming this is medium heavy. It's cool. Not my favorite rod and reel combo that I own. Just rod and reel. But it's cool, especially because considering that it is probably at least 20 years old, it makes it even better. So we're getting to some more vintage stuff now. We're going to get to a rod that's around 60 years old. Or a reel that's around 60 years old. The rod, I have no idea. This right here is a deep sea vintage fishing rod. This doesn't have a brand on it because back in the day they used to be custom made. So it's completely custom, which in my personal opinion I think is cool. That you don't have a name like Shimano, Penn, Daiwa on it. You actually have like, you know, some sort of cool custom to it, which someone can look at the workmanship and be like, oh, that's mine. Same thing they do with like katanas and stuff. And this is I want to say, let me see. I'm going to go 9 feet is my guess, because I'm around 6 foot, so this is probably around 9 foot. Yeah, around there. So my guess is 9 foot right here for this one. It's cool. It has, of course, custom handlebars on it, which handlebars, cork, whatever you want to call it in fishing terms. Bottom of it, you can tell it was individually made. Corkscrew in the bottom. The thing still works down here for putting it on the reel, which we'll put one on later to show you guys. If you guys are just joining, hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you guys also want to become a member, you can do so in the chat. Or if you guys want to super chat, it's down below. It's awesome. Helps me and helps me know that you guys like the content, which is super important. So this is right here, which we're getting to, is, I'm off camera, so my apologize. This is one of the oldest Garcia rods for the type of finesse fishing that we have on the market, basically. So this is a finesse fishing Garcia Colonial 2 combo, and the stats on this is what is this? I just don't say on there. Okay, so this is. Okay, this is 5'8", kind of a weird height for a rod, but okay. So this is 5'8". It is a medium action rod in Garcia, Sweden, which is cool. If you guys are just joining, like and subscribe. Let me know where you guys are watching from in the chat so we can keep it community. Just want to make sure you guys are engaged with us. And then the reel we have on here is a edge reel. This is an edge bait caster, which I've said it's one of the very first like finesse that you can actually finesse fish with. Which finesse fish, if you guys aren't aware with the term, is more of like worms and kind of more lures like chatterbaits and stuff. Or not chatterbaits, what is it called? The term has escaped me. But yeah, this is kind of what they are, a little bit on the lighter action side. And then this is a bait caster, which bait casters, this is not very popular back in the day, like bait casters. They had like the drops, which you will see here coming up soon, but this is one of the ones that is a little bit more on the interesting side, my personal opinion. Yeah, please let me know where you guys are watching from. I love interacting with you guys in the chat, so please let me know down in the comments below. So we're getting to 2 reels. I'm just going to grab the 2 reels so I don't have to keep going back and forth. And then we'll get to some really cool ones, which I really love these rods and reels. They're vintage, but this brand is known to, this brand is known to test time. So this one is a Penn Squadrel. So this is actually a vintage reel that still works to this day. I've caught fish on this reel. And the brand itself, or the brand within the brand, or the type of rod, is still can be found, the Squadrels. I actually own a Penn Squadrel rod, which I actually enjoy it. It has nice breaks to it, but let's see. This drag still work on it. Let's see. So the drag on these vintage stuff is this star right here. So you can, it's mostly on the new stuff too, actually. The star, so you crank it all the way forward if you want max drag, which max drag on this thing, I feel it. My best guess is 25 pounds. That's my guess. Let me see, this still work? Yeah, still work. So to cast it, you do this. So cast it back with the off to cast it and put it forward if you guys want to reel it in. It's actually a pretty cool concept if you think about it. Just like, cast it with a flick of that, besides, you don't cast that reel. So the thing is, you can cast that reel. It's more of a drop reel though. So you typically use these on boats and stuff, but you can cast it. I sometimes cast mine. I have a newer Penn, a Penn Mariner, and I cast that. So you can cast it. This is not frowned upon, or it is frowned upon. It just depends too if it tangles. More of a dropping, but you can also kayak out. This is mostly for sharks and deep sea fish. So for you saying that you can't cast it, or you don't cast it, you You shouldn't cast it, but if you need to get it done, then you should, if you know what I mean. What is up, Jack of all trades? Yo, what's up, bro? Okay, so this is a Shakespeare Alpha, and this is the rod that I was showing you guys earlier. This is the reel that goes with it. I'm just trying to fix the line up so it doesn't look terrible. Cool. So this is Shakespeare Alpha, and this is a, what is it? It doesn't have it on there. I'm going with 5,000 size reel. Yeah, so this is around, I'm going 6,000 size. My best guess is this is a 6,000 size reel, and, you know, 6,000 size reels are used typically for more inshore good stuff. Can you use a 6-foot ultralight fishing pole for panfish, like trout and small bass at the lake? So, yeah, I would go for a 6-foot ultralight for that. It just depends if it's steelhead trout you're looking for, or like smaller fish. Or if you're looking for smaller fish, then yeah. If you're looking for like steelhead trout, I would suggest a 6'6", medium heavy for that stuff. But I would say that would work. Put a 2,000 size reel in there. That's what I would do. Some people use 1,000 size. I like 2,000 or 2,500 size reels. They're my preferred for that type of fishing. I own a Crappie Master by Luz, and it's one of my favorite rods for catching bluegill and crappie and that type of stuff. It's actually fun to use. So that's what I would suggest for that. We're getting over to some of the more vintage stuff, which you guys will recognize these brands quite well if I am going to pull this out. So these are surf rods. And these surf rods are old. These are my this is my great-great-grandfather's. And these are, yeah, just this part right here, the part that you see me holding, like this one with my finger on it, that is, what is it? So that's 6 foot. So this is a 12-foot rod. And this is a Daiwa graphite rod, which, let's see, is there anything on it? 12-foot, heavy action, made in Korea. That's it. That's the only details I found in this one. This one, you see, it may ring a bell for some of you guys. This is a Ugly Stik, and Ugly Stik Shakespeare's are test of time, dude. These things last for so long. And then these reels on here are pens. These are Pen 750s, which Pen 750s are actually really cool. They're more of a vintage rod. Oh, thank gosh, the fan turned on. They're a little, in my personal opinion, I think they're awesome because you can look at them and they look awesome and they still work, which I think is incredible for older rods. If you guys are just joining, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you guys want to, comment right down below where you guys are watching from or what your favorite fish is. If you guys have any questions for me too in the comments, put it there. And if you guys aren't aware, we have memberships. If you guys want to become a member, you guys can. Extra videos, exclusive emojis, and that type of stuff. And it's right down there. And, you know. No, my name is not Jack. No, my name is not Jack. Close up. So, we have, like I said, if you guys not, this is my favorite, you know, rod. This is my favorite one that we've had so far, which we'll catch the other one later. What is my favorite fish to fish for? What do I fish for? I typically fish for redfish, trout, and black drum and sharks. Not really. I don't really fish for sharks. I normally just catch sharks on accident, typically. Those are kind of the fish I fish for. Tarpon, snook are on there. So the top 5 that we have in my area, game fish, is snook, tarpon, redfish, black drum, and trout. Those are kind of the grand slam we have around here. If you catch all of those in a day, you're a lucky man. That's kind of what we use around here. What we use to catch them is typically NLBN lures, or what I like to use typically is shrimp on a Carolina rig, which is my personal favorite. It's shrimp on a Carolina rig, which, you know, it just depends on how you rig it, in my personal opinion. There's a lot of people that use Carolina rigs wrong, but there's a lot of people that tie them right or tie them wrong and use them right, if you guys know what I mean. It's kind of hard to do it wrong, but there's a lot of people on there. I've seen a lot of people recently still use Carolina rigs with like float bobbers in the middle of it and stuff, and it was crazy. My favorite fishing channel. My favorite fish to catch is Channel Cast, because what type of fish we can eat out. because there's a lot of bad fish in there. Yeah, channel catfish. I've only caught a couple of those because here in Florida we don't have them. A lot of the rivers near my area are super polluted. So, yo, what's good, Alan? Nice to see you in the chat, dude. But yeah, I wish that we had better water around here, honestly, so I could actually eat some of the fish we catch. But you know, we'll get back to questions later. But we have 2 more rods to get through, and this is my favorite one coming up. This is a 100-year-old. The reel is not 100-year-old, but the rod is. This is an African mahogany rod, which this is 1923 on it. So this is from 1923. What state am I in? I am in the great state of Florida. So, what is up, Rude? Nice to see you in the chat, my guy. So yeah, so this is a vintage, is a 100-year-old African mahogany rod. I've seen a lot of videos with rods similar to this, and I know it's African mahogany. I also know that this is absolutely expensive. It's a way vintage, and it's pretty much brand new. What size is it? It's probably 5'6" is my guess. Yeah, my guess is this rod is around 5'6". Yeah, I have one of those rods. But I have one of those rods, and the 7,000 size reel. I don't have one of those rods. Yeah, cool. Yeah, the 7,000 size is a little large for some of the stuff we do. Want to move from the UK to Florida to get a boat and fish. That's the dream. Yeah, Florida is my personal opinion. It's the best fishery in the United States. And no one can... It may honestly be the best fishery in the world. Because we have big fish up north. You can catch pike. You can catch big bass. Even down south, you can catch peacock bass. In shores, you have the Gulf. And then you have the Atlantic. It's just so good. What's up, Grizzly? Nice to see you in the chat, dude. But yeah, that's kind of... So, what is it? I'm trying to see what y'all said in the chat. You have a friend who live streams and shows one? Okay, cool, dude. Yeah, I honestly watch a lot of fishing live streams, to be honest with you. Some of you guys may have seen me coming from other fishing live streams. Random Thoughts Outdoors, Maniac Fishing, a Skeeter. Those guys I know pretty well. So, we typically go around. There's not a lot of people in my area that actually do live streams, which is kind of sad. If you think about it, I'm in prime area, so some of the bigger guys that we have is in Pensacola. There's like 4 or 5 in my area. That's a little bit better. Used to live in Florida, so we fished a lot, and he caught a tiger shark down there. Nice. Tiger sharks are nice. Love Florida and the Keys. Caught some big bucket list fish. Yeah, I want to go back to the Keys so bad. I've never made a video on the Keys. I went down when I was like 4, I believe, and I loved it. I've loved fish my entire life. I actually started fishing when I was 3. So, like, what, 11 years? What? No, not 11 years ago. Yeah, 11 years ago, just about. But yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, you recognize me from other fishing lives. Yeah, I'm in a lot of other fishing lives. You guys have probably seen me throughout YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, I just turned 14. Pretty large for 14, pretty mature. But, yeah, that's kind of what we have around here. You're 13, cool. I'm going to show you guys some, if you guys are just coming in, some of the stuff that we went over previously. So the very first thing that we brought out was this right here, which this is our Alpha, Shakespeare Alpha. This is a reel for it. This is pretty cool. See what y'all saying. My friend lives in by Lake Okeechobee. Yeah, I love fishing in that area. It's awesome. There's big bass down there. But yeah, so this is a Shakespeare Alpha. If you guys were just joining, we have quite a few people in here. If you guys are just joining, hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you guys want to become members, hit the money symbol, hit become member. You guys are a member of the channel, $1.99 a month. Exclusive live streams and a bunch of emojis and stuff that you guys can go for. You guys will not believe how many times I've had to rehearse that throughout the years. But yeah, this is a Shakespeare Alpha. It's pretty cool. Not my favorite one that we have. Some of my favorite ones that we have are some of the bigger ugly sticks, which I'm just going to go from the beginning, you know. What is up, everybody? Joining the chat. Nice to see you. I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite ones that I own. This is probably one of my favorite rods that I own just because of the sentimental value of it. This right here is a bait caster. This is a very first bait caster I've ever had. This belonged to my great grandfather. This is an edge bait caster. Beautiful rod too. It's an Garcia Colonial 200. I actually caught my PB bass on this when I was, or previously PB bass on this when I was, I want to say 10 years old. I caught like a 2-pound bass out of a little lake near my house on this rod, and it holds a special place in my heart. I love this thing. There's not a lot of rods out there, in my personal opinion. You know, it's cool. The fact that you're monetized at 14 is amazing, bro. I'm 42 in my first live on Wednesday. Fishing carp. Did not catch it, though. Oh, man, that sucks, dude. When I fish, like, I'm going to give you guys a little hint. I'm a little bit of the oddball out of my friends because I go to a private school, and a lot of the kids there is different, not going to lie. So the country folk is a little bit of the oddball, but it's awesome that I have, like, a monetized YouTube channel, too. A lot of my friends have been on. Most of my friends are actually the monitors of the channel. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully you get monetized soon, Alan, because it is awesome. It's an awesome journey you guys can go through. And I hope you the best of luck. If you guys ever have any fishing questions or editing or how to make storytelling aspect videos or make sure your live streams are interesting, then please let me know, and I will help you. I like to help the community. I want to make sure that you guys get the same success that I did, because I know I could have only got there through hard work, God, and just awesome. It's awesome that I got to this point. It's 12-acre lake and hornfish, the hardest carp in the U.S. or the U.K. Man, I did not know that. I've actually, little surprise, I've never caught carp. I've never caught a carp ever. Carp is not one of those fish that I like bucket list dream of either. Grass carp, yeah, they're huge, but I'm not really a big common carp fan, honestly. I like watching people catch common carp, don't get me wrong, and I prefer mirror carp. I know they're the same, just different color, or different pattern on them, but still, I think they're awesome. I'm going to show you guys, this is the very first rod we showed. This is a Daiwa FT. Oh, there goes a rod. Yeah. Also, if you guys want to get merch, you guys can DM me on Instagram. You guys can get some. It's $15 for a hat right now, $3.50 for a sticker. The sticker is 3x3. It's the same size of the sticker that's on the hat, basically. So, if you guys want to, let me know, because we actually do giveaways once a month here on the channel of a sticker or a hat. It just depends on what we have in stock and how much you guys are buying, which has been interesting so far, to say the least. Yeah, this is a Shimano, or a Daiwa. Daiwa FT is awesome. Carp fishing is big in the UK, not big in the USA. My PB carp was 32-pound in mirror carp, and PB catfish 102. Wells catfish. That is one of my dream fish to catch right there, is the Wells catfish. They're huge, guys. Like, if you guys never heard of a Wells catfish, look up River Monsters or Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and they are massive. Like, I'm talking, some of them can get up to, what, 500 pounds, Alan? Like, they're pretty big. I'm hoping that I can get to catch a pretty big one here soon. I want to go over to Europe and do like a tour of, if top 5 countries I would want to go is Italy, Greece, probably. I want to go to England, of course, to, Spain, and then Hebrew River in Spain is pretty cool. I want to hit Ireland too for the fishing. Shout you out, your name is River Pro, Italian. We're gonna go to the River Pro. Interesting. So shout me out. My name is. I'm trying to read it to make sure you're not trying to trick me. Brennan Smith. Okay. Shout out to you, F Fishing. Brennan Smith. Shout out to you. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, we're kind of just going to go through them as we go. If you guys have any questions, put it down in the chat, or any, questions, concerns. If you guys want to talk about a certain subject with fishing or Guggen Squad, which I have some interesting stuff about Guggen Squad that I've heard, and Guggen Squad is crazy right now. You're gonna make me famous. All for it, buddy. As long as you do it right, because I have a nice image to protect. I caught my Wells catfish on the Ebro in Spain. It should 100% go if I get a chance. Yeah, I do want to. So I'm gonna give you guys, for you, fishing. I'm gonna give you. This is the combo right here. This is a Daiwa FT surf rod, 10 foot, with a Shakespeare Alpha 8,000 size on it. And this is my setup right here for big old fishing and typically saltwater surf fishing, which is what I typically do. So that is my combo. Is the Wells catfish in Spain on top water? I don't know if you can catch it on top water. What's up, Fishing Adventures? Nice to see you in the chat. I don't know if you can catch them on top water. I'm assuming not, because they're bottom feeders like normal catfish. If I come to the UK, leaner fishing in Oxford was, man, carp over 50 pounds. What's up, Elias? Nice to see you in the chat, my friend. Nice to see you, nice to see you. We're going over some of our vintage fishing stuff today. I'm actually going to go over one of the ones that we worked out in the beginning. You know, you can catch them on top waters too. Huh. I've caught a hardhead catfish, which we have hardhead catfish here in Florida, and sail cat, or Gulf cat, whatever you want to call them. But I've actually caught them on gotcha plugs and top water and stuff. What is up, trying to get famous? What's up? So this is Garcia shells. These are what Abu Garcias used to be before they became Abu Garcia. So this is the 2 rods. I'm going to go show you guys, but luckily I can't feel my legs, but if I did, that would hurt, because I just had like 14 fishing rods fall on me. Never mind. But we have these right here. This is the Garcia shells, and this is about 5,000 size in today's term, or it's pretty cool. And then this one is, have I caught a catfish or a carp? I've never caught a carp, but I have caught catfish before, and I've caught some big catfish. You can only catch flathead catfish. Wait, you can only catch flathead. You can only catch flathead. I've never seen, yeah, flathead, flatheads are pretty expensive to catch too. Love that Daiwa rod. I use the Daiwa reels, but for spirit rods, yeah, 750 each, yeah. This is, like I said, these are my vintage stuff. I will do a video soon with some of my, like, super expensive gear, which I have, like, combos worth somewhere up there to $400 at least. Some of them are more expensive. I have, no joke, guys, I probably have $30,000 worth of fishing gear. Like, I have a lot of fishing gear, which luckily the channel, like, it helps me actually afford this stuff. Not to mention, you know, sponsors or whatever, but my gosh, guys, I spend so much money on fishing gear, it is sad. Like, if you guys know what a grand piano, Stenway piano is, I've probably spent half of the budget on a Stenway on fishing gear in the past, like, 15 years my family has, including me, which I spend so much money on fishing gear. You don't understand. I've literally bought an SLX XT, or an SLX DC, used it 4 times, and I bought it in October. I used it 4 times. It's just sitting on top of my drawers right now. That's crazy how much you can spend, isn't it? Yeah. You're earning money, so why not treat yourself? You're right. You just got your first 30 wide custom rod. Nice, dude. Snagmaster Fishing. Yeah. That's actually pretty cool. 30 wides are nice and custom rod. I only own 2 custom rods. I'm not the biggest fan of those. Oh, it's Penn International too. Those are some nice rods. Those are some nice reels, dude. It is crazy. My oldest combos are the Ugly Stik Shakespeare rod with a Shimano quick trigger and Abu Garcia Black Max baitcaster with a baitcaster rod. Yeah, I really like Abu Garcia. Shimano is probably my favorite brand. If I'm going to give my top 5, I'm probably going to give Abu Garcia, Luz, Penn, Shimano, and Daiwa. Not in that order, just I love those rod and reels. Ugly Stik and Shakespeare are up there too. Ugly Stik GX2 is my favorite rod and reel combo from Ugly Stik. It's incredible. I've caught some giant fish on it. They will not break. I literally, if you guys haven't seen it, I try to break a Ugly Stik GX2 by throwing it against a tree, hooking it to one of my friends, and having them run, and it just would not break whatsoever. That video that I put my friend around and tried to break it was like 4 years ago, or no, not 4 years ago, 2 years ago. But the one that is the most newest is I aimed it, tried to break it with sticks and stuff. It was a whole 9 yards to try to break the thing, and it would not break for the life of it. It is such a strong rod and reel. Like, I wish that they made the stuff half as well as they did back then. Keep in mind, this is probably like a 10-year-old Ugly Stik GX2. I own a lot of Ugly Stik GX2s. Typically the ones my grandpa has is he has Daiwas, Shimano's, and Ugly Stik GX2s. Got a few Lose Infinities from Walmart. Tell you how it does. Nice, dude. I do want to hear, because I've never bought a Lose Infinity before. I've never heard of Ugly Stiks until I started watching people in the States fishing. Yeah, Ugly Stik is probably one of the most popular brands here in the States fishing, because I feel like this may just be my brain, but I feel like overseas you guys have Carp Master rod series more, Catfish and Carp series, and Daiwa. I may be wrong, Alan, but that's kind of my guess over there. That's kind of what people use. Penn over there is also pretty big, so Penn and Daiwa is my best guess for the biggest rod and reels companies over there. I know if we're talking over Japan and Asia area, I know that Daiwa is everywhere because it's based out of there, I believe. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure about other countries fishing. I know their fish, I just don't know their fishing gear, if you guys know what I mean. I'm not 100% sure about it, which don't get me wrong, I've been fishing for 10 years, but I'm also no expert. In my area, yeah, I am. Have you tried anything? Let's see. Do you have anything that I can show you my rod? Do you have anything that I can show you my rods? I don't know what you mean. Oh, snap or anything. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Fishbrain you could probably do. You could use Fishbrain to show rods and stuff. You can also just use Instagram, Facebook, YouTube community page. They made it available, which I don't agree with, but they made it available to everybody, even if you don't have 500 subscribers, which I understand, but at the end of the day, it makes me feel, a little Timmy that's 6 years old and just plays Fortnite all day, can post random stuff in the community tab, which I'm not the biggest fan of. What's my Instagram? I'll give you that in a second. Main brands are Daiwa, Shimano, Grays, but more custom. Century. Yeah, Century's pretty good. Do you guys have St. Croix over there? I just always wondered, because they're probably some of the best carp fishing rods out there, the St. Croix series. What's my Instagram? So my Instagram is riverratirl. And if you guys want to buy some merch, we got hats for $15 and stickers for $3.50 right now. Go over to Instagram, DM me, and then I will give you, because we don't have the full website set up yet. I have a website. It's riverratslife.irl.com. But we haven't put everything on there yet just because it's been such a long journey, because I've only got monetized 7 months ago. I've been doing this for a long time. Never heard of that brand. I wonder if you guys have, what is it? Do you guys have some big old C4s over there? Is C4, no, not C4. I don't know, I think it's HX2. I think it's HX2 Infinities. Those are cool looking rods. They're actually pretty cheap too. You typically get them over here in Academy, which Academy is one of our main fishing. It's just an outdoor store, sporting goods stores. That's kind of what they use. Academy over here, Bass Pro. I don't know if you have Bass Pros over there in the UK. We have Bass Pro everywhere in Florida. I can literally probably give you directions to 3 different Bass Pros. You couldn't find it? Interesting. Try River Rat Life IRL on there. I'm sending Bob from Anyfin Possible some carp tackle to see how he does with it. Yeah, nice. That's cool, Alan. I honestly want to get to carp fishing one time. It's just, carp fishing it's not my specialty. I don't like fishing with tack baits. I like fishing with something I can, you know, you got it, nice fishing adventures. But yeah, it's just, carp gear is one of those things that, just carp generally, I can never seem to catch. Even when I was in Tennessee for that whole, we did like a 2 weeks up in Tennessee, I caught no fish. It was freezing cold. I literally went to 14,000 different locations, got nothing. I'm still mentally scarred from that. I spent $2,000 on that trip, and I had 0 fish to show for. And the best thing I did was climb down a waterfall. But yeah, most of my family's up in Tennessee. But yeah, it was a wild time. It was so sad when I was up there because I literally caught nothing, and I fished for probably close to 48 hours. And then on top of that, on my drive back, I literally had to stop at rehearsal because my musical that I was in was playing literally 2 days after that, so I had to be there for Tech Week. So I was like dying inside, not gonna lie. It was miserable. I know we don't have Bass Pro, but we have Angling Direct, but there's probably only a dedicated chain. The rest of them are more family-run shops, yeah. We typically have more family-run shops around here, too. We have, around here, Chum It Up. Sportsman's Wholesale is actually not like a family-run thing. It's more of like a corporate thing. But it's actually pretty cool, all things considered. I actually enjoy it. For you guys that also join, we got the 700 combo. After this one, I'm going to sit down and talk to you guys because it is hot out here. But yeah, so this is a combo 700 to Shakespeare. You guys probably heard Shakespeare before, unless you've been living under a rock for years and you've heard of Shakespeare before. If you guys live in the U.S., then yeah, 100%. I'm not sure about other places though. UK, you guys got Shakespeare. But yeah, Shakespeare's are cool rods. So I'm going to put this back right here, and I'm going to take the tripod and sit over here just so I can see the camera and also so I can sit down because, well, it has been quite the day so far. I've been editing all day for my Venice trip. If you guys not know, we went on vacation to Venice, and it was crazy. It took a long time to get there. It was thunderstorming the entire time. I got out to a jetty, and the jetty was wild. But yeah. It is wild out here sometimes. Fishing adventures in South Carolina. We got a local shop named Stalkers. They have everything for bass and catfish and gar. Yeah, that's pretty cool how local shops are out there. My first rod I got when I was 12 was a Shakespeare. It snapped about 5 years ago. Yeah, Shakespeare's are quality stuff. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Shakespeare are probably one of the most long-lasting rod and reel combos that I know of. Shimano and Daiwa last pretty long too if you take care of them. Reels, Penn lasts forever for reels though. Like Penn lasts such a long time. It just is incredible how long Penn reels last. I literally showed you guys some that are close to 50 years old. Shakespeare or Ugly Stik? I'm going with Ugly Stiks all day, every day. Ugly Stiks, in my personal opinion, the reels on Ugly Stiks are better. I know they're considered, Shakespeare, they're a side of it, but I'm still going with Ugly Stik GX2s, Ugly Stik Ugly Tough, Ugly Stik, what is it? Ugly Stik Castmasters, those I'm taking for. That's what I'm going to go for pretty much all day, every day, if I'm honest with you guys. I prefer that stuff. That's just my personal preference, though. I know everybody else is entitled to their own opinion about what favorite brand is for durability. Yeah, I still have the reel, but the rod lasted another 3 years. Not bad if you ask me, not at all. It's my favorite bass lure. I'm probably gonna go with either a Whopper Plopper and NLBN lure, an NLBN soft plastic 4-inch swimming bait. That's what I used to use with bass. It's been a while since I've actually bass fished, to be honest with you guys. It's probably been, how long has it been since I bass fished? It's been pretty close to a year since I've actually heavy core bass fished. Yeah, it's been close to a year. What is my PB bass? My PB bass is 8 pounds, 8.5 pounds. I caught it at Disney on a charter. It's pretty cool. My PB peacock bass though is 12 pounds, which peacock bass aren't actually bass. They're actually cichlids, which I found pretty interesting when I learned it. Yeah, if you guys are just joining, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It's awesome. Ray, gotta go. Thanks, Alan, for joining. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, guys. If you guys have to go. Yeah. Love whopper poppers and also love jigs. Yeah, jigs are nice too. I'm not the biggest fan of spinners, honestly. I never really catch anything on them. I typically, like, most of the time when I use spinners, I get them stuck on a tree or something. And I don't really freshwater fish as much as, so, what's my favorite fish to catch is redfish. So redfish is my favorite fish to catch overall. 100%, they're fun fighting. They're pound for pound one of the hardest fighting fish we have here in saltwater. If you guys don't know, so I live 5 minutes away from Indian River, 5 minutes away from a lake, 5 minutes away from a little pond. I literally live like 5 minutes away from some amazing fishing, but I typically only fish the river. That's pretty much the only thing that I really fish. Caught a 54-pound shark since last time I've streamed. Nice, dude. 50-pound or 54-pound shark. Nice. What was the type of shark? You know? It's hot out here. Yeah, what is the type of shark? It was a sandbar shark. Cool. My biggest shark that I've ever caught was like a 150-pound sandbar shark. I caught it, it was kind of funny because me and my mom were fishing. There was a bunch of tourists, and the tourists were always next to you or whatever. And we reeled up a shark. We thought we hooked onto like a turtle or a dolphin or something until we saw the fin on it. We're like, oh no. It was huge. If you guys want me to get into some fishing stories and stuff, I'll gladly go ahead because I have fishing stories for days. Yeah, sandbar sharks you don't want to play with them at all. They're not like mean compared to other sharks, but they're still big and they still will bite you. There's not really many friendly sharks besides nurse sharks. And still, I've seen nurse sharks bite people, so you know, it's not really a friendly shark out there if you consider getting bit and all. What's my favorite fish to eat? I'm trying to think. My favorite fish to eat is probably I'm trying to think. Trout's really good. Redfish is really good. Black drum's good. I'm probably gonna go with redfish. It's pretty good. I love redfish. My PB deep sea fish is a 140-pound great white trying to catch a bluefin. That's a pretty good size fish, dude. Yeah, my PB fish overall is a 200-pound, or what is it, 250-pound Goliath grouper I caught right under the Disney cruise ship in Port Canaveral. It was awesome. Fishing. You like walleye? Walleye's cool. Which one did I fish with? I don't know. What do you mean by that question? You mean like what gear do I use to fish with, or what baits do I use? I just don't understand what you mean by that. So please elaborate, please and thank you. I've only been streaming for what, 30 minutes now, somewhere around there. So yeah. Like the fishing pool. Oh, pole. Okay. I got you. So the fishing pole that I typically use when I like want to catch big fish is I like my Penn Battles. I really do like my Daiwa FTs as well. I like I'm trying to think of some of the better rods that I have. I like customs, they're nice. I'm not really the biggest fan of spending big money on rods. I like spending big money on reels. I think probably my Penn rods are probably my favorite, besides Shimano and Daiwa and stuff. Penn's rods or not Penn rods, I don't know, Daiwa rods. Penn rods snap on me like toothpicks sometimes. It's hard to fish. Yeah, I was fishing for snook. Big money on reels, yeah. I spent pretty good money on reels. The last like big purchase I made from a reel was a $200 reel. I got it on sale for $120. It was a 6,000 size. What was it? Pen Battle DX 6,000, and it was one. I still use the rod or the reels to this day. It's incredible. I bought it at Sportsman's Wholesale on the Memorial Day sale. Yeah, mahogany is also good to eat. Like 10,000. I've never spent $10,000 on one rod and reel. Got a quantum reel. It was 170. Yeah. Another reel that is super expensive that I have, I didn't buy myself. It was a present for my birthday. It was an SLX DC, which those things are so expensive. You got okay, quantum. I'm trying to look. Where is it? It was also over 130. Nice. Do I like Senkos? I honestly am not the biggest fan because typically you use Senkos with Ned rigs, and I don't like Ned rigs personally. The fish near my rig, especially the bass, just look at it in disgust and swim away. So I'm kind of confused when every time I try to use a Senko or Ned rig, the bass kind of just stare at the lure and swim away. So I'm not the biggest fan of them, not gonna lie, but you know, getting good rods and reels on sale is important. I do love 13 Relies too. Those are some good rods. They're not too expensive. The one I have is 150, which is actually a pretty good price for a 7-foot rod. It is one piece though, so you're gonna have to get through that. I got it for I think 30 at Sportsman's Wholesale. It was a really good deal. They were doing a wholesale bulk with 13 because 13 went on, you know, in Minnesota, bass love Senkos. Yeah, here in Florida they don't. Bass love live fish over here. So I catch more bass on live lures than I do anything, or live stuff than I do anything else. So shiners, bluegill, like tilapia, that type of stuff is what we use for bass here. I have caught bass on DOA lures. What state do I live in? I live in Florida, so I live in Central South Florida. So kind of like, if you know where the place where they launch rockets are, like NASA, it's like 40 miles to the north of me. So 40 miles north of me is where NASA is. So it's kind of like Central South Florida, pretty much. Disney is at like an hour and 20 minutes away from me. Pretty good comparison. If you guys want me to see in other stuff, Tampa. Funny enough, I was just in Tampa for a video. Venice Beach, actually. I love that area. Tampa is a nice area. But yeah. If you guys want me to show you guys some of the reels again, if you guys are just joining some of the rod and reels that we have, because this is a vintage fishing showing, I just figured I'd sit down and get a drink of water because it is hot out. It is 94, feels like 108. Or 94 feels like 102. So yeah, if you guys want me to show, just let me know in the comments. Also, if you guys are brand new, hit the like and subscribe buttons, please, and thank you. It helps me. It also knows that you guys like the content. If you guys want to do one better, you guys can become members of the channel, or you guys can super chat, which all you gotta do is hit the money symbol and then become a member. It's $1.99 a month. It's pretty cool. Have you ever fished any of the Great Lakes? No, I've not. I've never been to Michigan before. I've only been to Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I've only been to 5 states. So I'm not the biggest, like, I fish around a lot, not gonna lie. I've made videos in Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, and I think I made, or like a old video that we have in New Jersey. It's not fishing, this is me playing in the snow when I was like 3, something like that. That may be on the channel, I'm not sure. What is up, Cannon? So nice to see you in the chat. But yeah. Hopefully I can get to the Great Lakes because I do want to go to Michigan once to catch some salmon and stuff. Alaska is my bucket list trip. People always ask, like, hello, nice to see you again. But people always ask, would you rather, as a Floridian, would you rather go to Hawaii or would you rather go to Alaska? And my personal opinion is I'd rather go to Alaska. As a person that likes to fish a lot, and I'm surrounded by palm trees, I'd rather go to Alaska. You guys can see palm trees behind me. Lake Superior is good. You're on vacation in Chicago, Cannon. Nice. I've never been to Chicago before. Chicago style pizza is good, it's just, it doesn't sit right with me. You love supporting small creators, so I appreciate it, dude. Yeah. Really do appreciate it. For everybody joining, like I said, hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you want to do one better, then you guys can hit the super chat button, and you guys can also hit the super chat button. What's wrong with me? It's the super chat button, and then you guys can become a member or super chat or sticker, just depending on, you know. You just subscribe. Thank you, Cannon. I appreciate it. But yeah, we're just kind of talking over some stuff right now. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. If you guys want me to, like, what's my future plans for the channel? What editing services do I use? What tactics do I use in my videos to get people to stay engaged? That type of stuff. Just let me know. Because, well, you know. So my PB bass, that is 8.5 pounds. I caught it at Disney. Disney is a great place to bass fish if you have a charter. Which we had a charter, and I caught, you know. You gotta go. Sports is fun. Thanks for coming into the chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I had a pretty big bass. I know people that have caught like 12-pound bass, and some dude I know even caught like I think it was 16-pound bass. It was a big bass. The world record bass is 22 pounds. I think it was caught in Georgia. That's a good size largemouth bass. Yours is 7.5. Nice. Where'd you catch it at, Minnesota? Because, like, in my personal opinion, I think Florida is, like, gas when it comes to bass fishing. I don't think there's a better state for it. Largemouth bass, you got, like, ponds and lakes and rivers and stuff. Kansas. Interesting. I've never heard of Kansas being a good place to fish for anything. Not to mention a 7.5-pound bass. Pretty cool. Nice to see that. But, yeah. That's pretty cool with him to think of it, that you can actually catch big bass in other states. Yeah, that's a big bass for Kansas. That's probably like catching like a 15-pounder in Florida. Like, it's probably crazy. Honestly, 10-pounders in Florida are not that far between. I've seen 10-pounders before. Like, I've seen some really big bass before. And bass are huge. In Florida, largemouth bass, you got only 3 types of bass here in Florida: sunshine bass, largemouth bass, and peacock bass. Peacock bass aren't even technically bass; they're in the cichlid family, so kind of cheating if you count them. But yeah, it's just kind of what they use in Florida for bass is more like live bait than anything. Whopper ploppers and live bait is kind of what we use for bass in Florida. I'm not sure what you caught that one on in Kansas. Maybe was it like a Ned rig or something? Because Ned rigs they work for some people. I just can't catch fish on them, honestly. The bass literally in my area swim away from a Ned rig. They won't bite it, even in their lazy. It's my favorite brand. What is my favorite brand? Senko. Oh, you caught it on Senko. I'm trying to think. Do you mean like rod and reel brand or just like a general brand? For rod and reels, I probably would. Such a hard question. Like, I really like Shimano, Penn, and Daiwa. Those are my top 3. Akuma is good too. Rod and reel. Man. Probably gonna go with Shimano. Just because of how much they have. And it's just, they're good. They're a little bit on the expensive side, but they're good. The Shimano FX is cheap and it works well. So I'm not a huge, like, you know, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's super expensive. Super expensive if there's like 14,000 different things that are budget, which you have. Shimano's budget is a FX. Daiwa's budget is a FT. Being budget is in the budget rod and reel. The Penn's is the Penn Wrath, which still the Penn Wraths are like $60 for the cheap one. But yeah, there's not really a cheap one when it comes to Penn. They're all kind of expensive. But yeah, probably Shimano just because it has the cheapest versions of it. And I like using the budget. We have our Trash or Treasure series. If you guys are not aware, we do our Trash or Treasure series, which I buy some of the cheapest rod and reels and some of the most expensive rod and reels to test. and see if they're trash or treasure. Basically, the durability test, the strength test, see if they'll catch a fish test, and accuracy test. Yeah, they are pricey. Like, I feel like some is a little too much right now for some of the most expensive stuff. Like, Guggen right now, oh my gosh. Like, their stuff, their rods are so expensive for no reason. It's like $30 to make the rod, and it's like, you know, they sell for like $250 for their gold edition. Like, it's insane. What is up, Edward? Nice to see you in the chat. But yeah, it is expensive sometimes for fishing. Like I said, I probably have $25,000 worth of fishing gear between everything that I own. Like, I have a lot of fishing gear. Like, a lot of fishing gear. Yeah, I have a go-to. It costs so much, yeah. It does cost a lot, honestly. I like to fish with some of the cheaper combos just because. So it was a fishing YouTuber. This is just a little bit of a sneak peek if any of you guys want to do a fishing channel. Image is everything. So I typically like to fish with some of the most expensive and, you know, some of the most expensive gear I like to fish with. So what is happening in this video is that I showed tackle for about 45 minutes, some of my vintage fishing rods and stuff. I'm going to take a 15-minute break, and then I'm going to go back and to show everybody the vintage fishing rods, like, in 5 minutes or so. So, kind of taking a break in between. This is going to last, like, probably another hour or so. Gonna go live tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, alright. What's up, Tackle and Tunes? I think I've seen you in, some of the other live streams, like, Skeeter, Outback Outdoors, what is it? Maniac Fishing, New Jersey, Random Thoughts Outdoors, some of those guys. Am I right? Yeah, that's what I thought so. Yeah. I thought so. I know your username sounded familiar. I figured. Know if I'm going live tomorrow? I don't know. So I'm actually going to a convention tomorrow, so I doubt it. I may just do videos, because if you guys don't know, I run 3 other YouTube channels. I run a, this channel being River Rat Life, which is my main. My dog's channel, which is pretty active too. I run a Pokemon card channel, just because, well, why not? And then I run a music channel, which if you guys don't know, I'm a musician. I play like 20 different instruments. I play like a lot. So I run multiple different channels, so if we do like a live or we do some sort of video, it probably won't be on this. Or we are going to post something on this channel tomorrow, because we try to post every day. It's just, I don't know if it's going to be a live or anything. I highly doubt it though, because we'll probably be at the convention all day, just so. Oh, man. I'm going to talk for a little bit more, like 2 more minutes, and then we're going to go back to the vintage rods and stuff. But let me know if you guys have any questions or anything. But, while you guys are typing, I'm going to go into, like I said before, image is everything when you're fishing, doing fishing YouTube. If I fish with some very bad combos, by bad I mean cheap, nasty combos, not a lot of people are going to enjoy it. Or maybe people enjoy the content, it just doesn't look good on thumbnails and images and stuff. That's why I like to get some of the flashier gear. It sucks that is what people look for. They look for the Shimano Stratax, the Penn Battles, this or that. And they look for more of money and what the stuff looks like than actual like value. Like, I know a guy, and he literally is like filthy rich. One of my friends is his friend, and he has like Van Stalls everywhere and Corrado DCs everywhere, Scorpios DCs, and he used to make Instagram videos. And it just, his videos would get so many more views, and then one of my buddies, that he fishes so much more, and he does so much more, and he was getting like 1/4 of the views, and they were edited, in my personal opinion, I think the dude with the cheaper gear actually edited better than the dude with the expensive gear. It's just because it was flashy and looked on the title, then that's what Instagram wanted to post, or push. That's what people like to see, is the most expensive gear, which I feel like is sad. Of course, I'm not one talking because I literally have some of the most expensive fishing gear known to man. But, you know, I think it's sad that a lot of the times for channels to actually do well, you have to have like a breakout video. I have seen the guy, I think it's like Tanner Fishing or something, that he's actually broken that a little bit. He went from like 1,000 subscribers, and he still uses a pretty good combo of Penn Fierce, but he pretty much only uses that in his videos, and he has, I think, 2,000 subscribers or something, and he's getting like 1,000 subscribers a week pretty much. He may pass me pretty soon, depending on how well we do in the next couple of weeks, but yeah, this is one of those things that I want people to know is that try as hard as you can to make videos, but sometimes the algorithm is not kind. So we're going to go back to the schedule programming here. Where do I get my old fishing lures and rods? So actually the old fishing lures and rods, which you guys are about to see, are gifts from my great-grandfather. So these are from my great-grandfather to my grandpa, which is now belongs to moi. Wait, let me get the tripod set up. Hold on. Boom, we're good. So, this is Garcia Michelle. Let's start with this. This is what Abbott Garcia used to be. And these are reels. This is a 5,000 size in today's terms. And back then it was 405 series. But yeah, they still click. They have this weird drag system on them. You can't flip the bail on these. Like, I'm actually trying to flip the bail and it will not work. And if you reel, it flips. Same thing with this one down here. It is a weird, like, let's do it again. Yeah. This is weird. If you guys want me to fish with any of these, let me know. Actually pretty fun to fish with these right here. Good gracious. That fan's loud. But, yeah, that's good. No, it's good. Yeah, these are some of the, air stuff. I had this person ask me, you want me to fish with this one? You're back, what's up? I got someone asked me, so if you guys don't know, I have a pool in my backyard. Someone dared me $50 to jump in the pool. If you guys want me to jump in the pool, I will for $50. How would I use it? So basically, the only reason it's on this is because we put it on here to line, or my great-grandpa put it on here to line. So you just have to get like a rod similar to like probably 7-foot rod, maybe medium light. So it's kind of, what I would use on there. It's pretty cool. I like them. I probably use this one just because it's smaller and I'm not going to be, yanking them crazily. So that's one of the first ones I'm going to show. The one that I'm going to show next is a little bit on the newer side, not going to lie. This is a brand new, literally, I just bought it like 2 years ago. I haven't even taken the price tag off of it yet. Actually, Daiwa FT rod, with the Shakespeare on it. And Shakespeare's are good brands here in the United States. It's good. Pretty cool. And I'm going to get my grandpa out here to explain one of these rods. He's probably watching the stream, so if he could come out here, I want him to explain one of the rods real quick. Because I don't remember it at all. So, yeah. We'll get to that one here in a second. This one right here is a Shakespeare Alpha, which is another one of those more vintage ones. Ooh. It's a little bit more on the vintage side. And, yeah. You have a Shakespeare rod? Nice. Nice. Yeah, Shakespeare's are good brands. I prefer an Ugly Stik. I know they're kind of the same thing, but I prefer like the Ugly Stik, Ugly Tough, GX2, that type of stuff over Shakespeare. What else am I going to go over right now? I'll probably go over this one. I got some for you guys. If someone wants to put in the chat $50 to jump into the pool, I will pin your comment. Someone comments $50 to jump into the pool, I will pin your comment. So, yeah, this is I think think this is about 70 years old or so. We have one that is 100 years old. That's the last one we're going to get into. But yeah, this is 100 years old. There's surf rods of Shakespeare, but my Jetty and big rods are Ugly Stik. Yeah, Ugly Stik is such a good brand. This right here is a pretty old one, like I said, about 70 years old. It's custom. I like how back in the day it used to be custom and not brand, if you guys know what I mean. Like, I understand like brands nowadays, but I like the custom aspect to it a little bit more, my personal opinion. So this right here, also let me know if you guys want me to fish with this one, which I got comments earlier saying that they want me to fish with this one. So this is a vintage bait caster, and this is like one of the very first like modern bait casters that they had. So this is the Finesse rod too. This is one of the very first Finesse rods. This is a bait caster edge. So this is like 1990s right here. Yeah, it was really hard to break. Ugly Stik GX2s. I made a video on it trying to break it, and I literally could not break it. The only thing that I managed to do was break the zip tie off of it when I was trying to pull it off the tree. That's the only thing I break is the zip tie attached to it. But yeah. This is, like I said, the Finesse rod. The reel's pretty cool, too. It's a Shakespeare Edge. So, yeah. It's a nice rod and reel. It's old, but it's nice. I like it. So, I want to get to these right here, which these are Ugly Stiks and Daiwa. So, these right here are, ow, that hit me right in my crotch. That hurt. The front has that reel, yeah. Or let me change that there. So this is an Ugly Stik. This is an Ugly Stik GX something. What is it? I don't know. But it's some sort of Ugly Stik. And it is a 11-foot rod. Or, no, 12-foot rod. These parts right here is 6 foot, so each individual 6 foot piece. This one is 6.5 feet tall. This one's huge. That one is like big. Yeah, that one's big. Do I have old lures too? I do. It's just I'm not going to grab them right now because I have to go through my garage, and I just don't feel like doing that currently. What is that bug on me? That's weird. Yeah. Hopefully we can catch a fish here soon. So, those are pretty cool. It's kind of hard to talk for a couple hours too, if you guys know. I showed this one already. I don't know why I grabbed that one. The only one I didn't show was a super vintage one, or a reel and super vintage one. This is a pen right here. So this is a pen squadron. So this is a old drop rig. So you can cast this, contrary to popular belief. You can cast it. It's just not kind of frowned upon to cast it. It probably will tangle, honestly. To be honest with everybody, it probably will tangle. Cast it. It's probably about 12-pound mono in here. I did not put the mono on there personally. My great grandfather put the mono filament on there. Most of the stuff hasn't been touched in years. So yeah, some of the stuff is, you know, a little bit different. So I think with this, I'm going to cut off this stream, end it, and then start another stream being question and answering, just so I went over these multiple times. Don't want to overdo it, and I also want to make sure I stay true to the title of the video. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next episode of River Rat Life, which is going to be pretty dark.